Welcome to Crime 411. I want to remind you that our content is not for young audiences and that viewer discretion is advised. Today we are talking about 15-month-old Evelyn Boswell, who has been missing in Tennessee for 2 months. 2 months. And has only recently been reported missing by her grandfather in the last 5 days. You're taking a look here at beautiful little baby girl. That is Evelyn with her biological mother, Maggie Boswell, who has consistently lied to authorities about the whereabouts of her daughter. We're going to go ahead and go to a timeline so that you can get an understanding of where we are right now. Again, this is Evelyn Boswell, 15-month-old beautiful baby girl missing in Tennessee. That's a picture of Tommy Boswell. That is Maggie's father and Evelyn's grandfather. He is the gentleman who initiated the report that Evelyn has been missing. So let's get to our timeline. So on February 18th, Sullivan County authorities opened an investigation into Evelyn's disappearance, as I stated, after her grandfather, Tommy Boswell Sr., reportedly called the Tennessee Department of Child Services to report her missing. Authorities initially said that this case did not meet the criteria for an Amber Alert, but later that evening they confirmed the criteria did in fact meet an Amber Alert and they issued that alert. Again, here is the grandfather, Tommy Boswell. Okay, on February 19th, I'm taking you to February 19th, they do send a release about the missing child. And in that release, Sullivan County Sheriff's Office stated that on Tuesday afternoon, February 18th of 2020, the Sullivan County Sheriff's Office received a State of Tennessee Department of Children's Services referral in reference to a child that had not been seen by certain family members in approximately 2 months. Okay, we're not talking 2 hours, 2 minutes, or even 2 weeks. We're talking 2 months. How do you go for 2 months without seeing your child and not report that to the authorities? I'm telling you, if my son is out of my sight for 2 seconds, I'm in a panic. I don't understand. I don't get it. Let's keep moving forward. Just before 8 p.m. on February 19th, the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation issues the Amber Alert for Evelyn Boswell. You can see the Amber Alert here. Okay. Now this is interesting. News Channel 11 interviewed a man named Hunter Wood, who stated that he dated Maggie Boswell, which is Evelyn's mother, for a few weeks in December, but that it was off and on and it wasn't serious and that he had never even met Evelyn, but only had seen pictures of her. Okay, that's what he says. He states that he had never met her. The baby, that is, the relationship that they had was very, very not serious, off and on for a few weeks, and he hadn't talked to her. So how do you explain this? This is a post of Maggie and Hunter, all cuddled up and cozy on February the 4th, where you can see here his mother, Hunter's mother, Melissa Wood, states, "Such a fun night." Okay, I have some questions. You told Channel 11 News, Hunter, that you and Maggie were not serious at all, yet she had met your mother? Okay. You told Channel 11 News that you hadn't seen her since December, that you spoke to her a few days ago but hadn't heard from her since. Yet here you are cuddled up on the couch with Maggie, and your mother was there, which, I'm sorry, I don't know many people who have a on again, off again, not serious relationship for a few weeks back a few months ago, who has their, I hate to say it, friend with benefits, for lack of a better word, hanging out with their mom. That doesn't make sense, and you've got some explaining to do, because this has been verified, this photo. It is legitimate, and I'm going to show you that here in just a moment. Let's keep going, shall we? Now, On February 21st, Sullivan County Sheriff Jeff Cassidy has his first news conference. In that news conference, it was the first time that authorities had really expressed any details of the investigation or addressed the Amber Alert. And at that news conference, this amazing sheriff, God bless him, we need more people like him in the world, Sheriff Cassidy announced that he was actually going to be contributing $1,000 of his own money for any information that brought this baby home safely. Just want to say, Sheriff Cassidy, that is so going above and beyond. That is amazing, and I love you for that. February 21st, let's keep going. Tennessee Bureau of Investigation issues information about a car with a license plate that they are looking for in connection to the Amber Alert. Okay, this is a picture of that car. Okay, a gray 2007 BMW with Tennessee tags 3MN-6W9. Okay, they issued this Amber Alert. This information came from Evelyn Boswell's mother, Maggie, the one who didn't report her daughter missing for 2 months. She would not say anything about who was in the vehicle. She said she was afraid they would take off, and like they have now. And so she refused to speak about who was in the vehicle, but she did state that she shared that information with the investigators and that they were aware of who was in the vehicle. Okay, let's keep going. Picture the car again. Authorities announce on February 21st that they arrest 2 people in connection with this vehicle. Here they are. Angela Boswell, the grandmother of missing baby Evelyn, is arrested with her boyfriend, William McLeod, in South Carolina, but they're not charged with anything in relationship to the Amber Alert. They're actually arrested and charged with possession of stolen property because apparently this vehicle that they were driving was stolen. Now this gets really interesting. Let's take a look here. All right, let's go back to, let's get their pictures up here. Here they are. Grandma and her boyfriend, wonderful people, wonderful, fine human beings that they are. Okay. Angela, like I said, is the baby's grandmother, the missing baby's grandmother, okay? And she basically told authorities that her daughter, Megan, otherwise known as Maggie, was purchasing the vehicle for her mother and was buying it from the owner of the car. Apparently, the title and everything like that hadn't changed hands because no money had exchanged hands. So the vehicle is in their possession. They're driving it around out of state while it's registered to someone else, okay? Probably insured by someone else, if even insured at all. God only knows with these people, okay? But who doesn't say, oh gosh, you got me a car? That's amazing. Where's the title so I can go register the car? Come on. This is insane. This is just complete stupidity, okay? Now, if they did it that way and they're that dumb, I have no words. But it sounds to me, and I'm going to say it, I call bullshit. Something doesn't make sense here. And I'm going to tell you what makes even less sense about this. Are you ready for this? I'm going to keep going. Who do you think owned the stolen vehicle? Well, none other than Hunter, Maggie's on again, off again, not serious boyfriend from back in December. His mother. His mother owns the stolen vehicle that Maggie's mother is arrested in. Okay? His mother owns it. Does that make any sense to anyone? So, okay. So first of all, we have the mother's mother, grandma, in a stolen vehicle that belongs to Maggie's boyfriend's mother, who he dated like not very seriously back in December. But again, let me just go here and show you this. Oop, wrong one. Hold on. There we go. Here they are, the happy couple, February 4th, cuddled up cozy on the couch, and Mom says, "What a fun night. Such a fun night." Yeah, that sounds like they don't know each other very well to me. This whole situation stinks, okay? But let's keep going because I want to keep going here, all right? So again, here they are, the fine examples that they are. Angela Boswell, baby's grandmother, and her boyfriend, okay? Angela says that the car was a gift from her daughter. How convenient. Again, someone gives you a car. You don't ask them for the title so that you can register the car. You don't ask them for the title so you can provide the VIN number to your insurance company. You just, oh, great, give me the keys. Let me just take off to South Carolina. Who does that? Okay, that doesn't make any sense. So there are questions surrounding that whole situation. I'm not going to get into speculations at this point because I do want to make sure that I'm only putting out factual information so that I do not put anything out there that could potentially hinder the investigation. But there are some serious questions around that. That doesn't make any sense at all. Okay. Now let's go to last night when Maggie, baby's mom, decides she's going to go ahead and do an interview with Channel 11 News. She talks about, how much she loves her baby. She talks about the fact that her mother threatened her. She talks about the fact that her daughter's favorite toy is a baby shark puppet, that she's a loving baby. She loves hugs and that she would try to hug you if you approached her. All these wonderful things, okay? Doesn't really address the fact that everything she's told authorities up to this point has proven to be either false or inconsistent. Okay, there's nothing about that. When asked if she wanted to clear anything up, she didn't address the many people on social media that are asking whether or not she hurt or killed her daughter. No, she addresses the fact that her family is, they are known as gypsies, but that is not a cult. She wanted to make it very clear that her father is very proud of the fact that they're gypsies, but no mention of anything to do with Evelyn in regard to clearing up anything. The reporter gives her an open platform to say, what would you like to clear up? And she chooses to talk about gypsies. I'm sorry, what? Makes no sense. So with this, here's a picture of Mom with her interview yesterday. Okay, and let's go here to see what she says, because this was interesting. I watched this video. If you have a chance to go online and Google it, you can Google the video, will come up. I suggest you watch it. She states, I told Tennessee Bureau of Investigations where to find her in Mendota. Now, when she says where to find her, she's referring to Evelyn, her baby, okay? Mendota's in Virginia, by the way. She says, my mom took her to a campground in a silver camper, and if they don't go tonight, I'm going to go find her myself because I've told them and they're not really taking it seriously. And if they don't go tonight, I will go myself and go get her. They're not taking me seriously. TBI isn't, because I've not fully told them. I've been like, hey, my mom camped out in Mendota, to go check them out. Okay, first of all, if you know and you've known that your daughter, your 15-month-old baby girl, is in somebody's silver camper in a campground in Mendota, okay? Your mother is clearly not there with them because you were just with your mother on Wednesday, according to what you said in the interview. So clearly at this point, that indicates that your mom left your beautiful baby girl with somebody that you don't know in a camper in Virginia. But you still don't go to the police with this information. You still don't get in the car and drive your ass to Mendota, find this campground and go to every single camper that you can and knock on doors until you find your daughter and bring her home. Are you insane? That makes zero sense to me. I'm getting mad. Okay. She continues and she says, I've never been like, hey, specifically, hey, she's like in a silver camper, because my mom did threaten me, like, if I told anybody. And I'm not going to get into that, but she did, Boswell said. Okay. There is nothing that you could threaten me with that would be worse than not knowing where my baby girl is or not going and getting my child. You haven't seen your child in 2 months. Christmas has gone by. You didn't see your child. New Year's has gone by. All this is pointing to, I'm sorry, but I'm calling bullshit. Okay. Now, here's a little bit of information about Maggie and her relationship with her mother. What I have read is that Maggie had wound up in foster care at a certain point for a few years. She did not have a relationship with her mother. I believe her mother is a drug addict, which is probably why she did wind up in foster care. And she rekindled that relationship with her mother when she turned 18. And she says, I want to trust my mother because she's my mother. Okay. You have your mother, a drug addict, who threw you into the foster care system for your teenage years, okay, didn't give a shit what happened to you, because if she did, she would have been there. But instead, she was wherever she was while you were in foster care, okay? Now she has your daughter, which, you know what? You wanted to give her a second chance. I get it. You want to say, I'd like to trust her. I believe she's changed. Fine. But the moment that woman didn't bring your daughter back to you is the moment you knew you couldn't trust her. So you wait 2 months to tell anybody? 2 months? And in her interview last night, she said she was trying to protect her mother and, telling her just bring her back before this gets blown out of proportion. Blown out of proportion? I'm sorry. Your baby has been missing for 2 months. Your mother refuses to bring you where she is, refuses to tell you who she's with, and you think that people are blowing this out of proportion? Are you kidding me right now? Blowing it out of proportion, really? Okay, fine. We don't want them to blow it out of proportion. It's only been 2 months that you've seen your kid. Whew. Anyhow, let's go back to the interview last night. This is what she stated again, that she told the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation that her mother took her daughter to a campground in Mendota, Virginia, and that she was in a silver camper, okay? She says up until now, she didn't really give police the full information because she was afraid that these people would run like they have now, and that she was trying to protect her mother so that it wouldn't get blown out of proportion and she would just bring her home. Okay, let's see. So let's see. In response to this, let's see what Sullivan County Police have to say. More lies, okay? They said, regarding the information in the above story, because I took this clip from an article, which you can find online, Megan provided to News Channel 11 about Evelyn's possible whereabouts. Sullivan County officials said late Monday night, that was yesterday, this is to let you know that the campgrounds in Mendota, Virginia have been checked regarding the information that Megan Boswell provided to you during her interview earlier this evening. There was nothing located as these locations were checked. Okay, so she's still lying. She's still lying. Again, how do you go 2 months? 2 months without seeing your beautiful baby girl. You don't know where she is. You know the last person that she was with is a drug addict who had you thrown into the foster care system. Okay? And you're telling me that the reason you didn't call authorities is because she threatened you? Even if that were true, okay, and it very well may be true, even if that were true, you go to the police and you say, listen, this is the situation, but you can't make it public because if you do, she threatened me that X, Y, and Z would happen, okay? The police then go to this silver camper or wherever it is that you say your daughter is, and they get the baby back. They don't even have to tip their hand that they know the baby's missing. They just go and they get the baby back. You said you know who your daughter is with, so tell them. Okay? You may have known who your daughter was with, but you don't know who she's with now because she sure as hell ain't with your mom. Your mother was just arrested in South Carolina and Evelyn wasn't with her. Okay? So lots of questions, tons and tons of questions. Now I'm going to look here on my phone for a second because there was a very interesting post that I have verified as legitimate that was on social media. And it is from Christy Broom, okay? Christy Broom is the lady that Maggie was with last night when she did this interview with Channel 11 News. Maggie used to be very good friends with Christy Broom's daughter, okay? Christy's daughter passed away, and my condolences to you, Christy, if you are watching this. But Christy stayed in touch with Maggie, apparently obviously cares about her to a good extent because she's been supportive of her through this whole thing. And she posted, this is Christy Broom posted on social media this morning and said, let's see here. Basically said in a nutshell, I'm not going to read it verbatim because it's not a public statement and she actually said she didn't want to make it public. So I'm just going to give you the general gist of it. She basically said that Maggie has done nothing but lie to her for the last 2 days that she has been with her. She does not believe that Maggie harmed Evelyn, but she does believe she is involved in whatever happened after. So I'm assuming after means that she probably believes that Evelyn has been harmed in some way. Hopefully that is not true. And she basically says it is time to tell the truth if you want any sort of a future at all. You need to tell the truth about where Evelyn is and what's happened. So the fact that even her largest supporter is now saying you're lying about everything, okay, is very concerning. It is very concerning when you have a beautiful 15-month-old baby out there that nobody has seen in 2 months. That is extremely concerning. Doesn't sit well. So there was another thing that I wanted to mention, and that is they asked, I don't know if it was a question that somebody asked on social media or if the news asked the question and I missed it, but someone asked her why she hasn't taken a polygraph. And Evelyn Boswell, it was Channel 11, told them she's pregnant and claims she's unable to take a polygraph test because of it. Now, what I will tell you is that I did some research into polygraph testing and pregnancy. And even though there is really no medical concern about taking a polygraph test when you're pregnant, most polygraph test companies and examiners will not do a polygraph on a pregnant woman. They are too concerned about liabilities around birth defects, miscarriages, and other things, so they won't do it. That being said, Sullivan County Police also said that even if she asked for a polygraph test, they don't do them there, so they wouldn't do one anyway. This to me, even though it's a legitimate thing, it's legitimate that she is not taking a polygraph because she's pregnant. Coming from her, to me, it sounds like just more excuses. But just for the viewers out there, just know that that is actually factual. They won't give her a polygraph if she's pregnant. Christy Broom, in her post on social media, said earlier today, she said, Maggie, you know you're not pregnant. You haven't been to a doctor. There's no prenatal vitamins or anything prescribed to you. Now, that being said, just because she hasn't been to a doctor yet does not mean she's not pregnant. So we don't know. Is she pregnant or not? Don't know. That is a question that only Maggie knows the answer to. But I would imagine if she is pregnant, it is with Hunter Wood's child, the guy that she hasn't really seen since December and wasn't serious with and was just kind of off and on for a few weeks. Yeah. Another interesting tidbit. Maggie addressed this on social media, not on social media, on her Channel 11 News interview when they asked her why she has 2 social media accounts on Facebook. and she said that she forgot the password. She breaks phones a lot. She forgot the password, and instead of, trying to remember the password, she just created a new one. I call bullshit, because the original one that she has is like 6 or 7 years that she's had it. And all of a sudden, come October, all of a sudden I can't remember my password and I'm just going to make a new one. No. You can recover your password very easily on Facebook. I do it like every day because I am the queen of forgetting my password. Okay? It's not that hard. The other interesting fact about this is that she created a new Facebook profile under the name Maggie Wood. So she's as of October, she's using the last name of a guy that she didn't date until December and wasn't serious with, dated for a few weeks. But, back in October, she just figured she'd use his last name on her profile. Why not? He was friends with that profile. Okay. So this is not we were in a relationship for a few weeks. Okay. That is bullshit. And I apologize for my language, but this case has gotten me so angry. You have a beautiful baby girl that's missing, and you consistently lie to the police. Your boyfriend's lying to the police. Your mother is batshit crazy. She's driving around a stolen vehicle in South Carolina. What's going on with these people? What is going on with these people? Okay. Now, Tommy Boswell, if you remember, he is the grandfather who originally called in that Evelyn was missing. He called into CPS. Okay. He said that he had told Maggie's mother, his ex-wife, that if Evelyn didn't come home, that he was reporting it and he was going to do something about it. And her answer to him, which we can't verify, we can only go by what he said, but he said her answer to him was, "You don't want to do that. You're going to regret this." That's frightening to me. That to me says, something that happened. Something happened and it's not good. Why would you regret reporting your missing granddaughter? I'm sorry, but any sane person on the planet would regret not reporting their missing granddaughter. Okay? Just saying. Now, if she did say that to Maggie's dad, then that may coincide with what Maggie said about her mother threatened her. But the only fact we know, 2 facts that we know. 1, this baby is missing. And 2, the only fact we know is that Maggie doesn't tell facts. So we don't really have much to go by. The investigators don't really have much to go by. What the TBI stated was that the best thing the public can do right now is to continue to get this baby's picture out there. So that is what I'm going to ask you to do. I'm going to ask you to share the video. You can take screenshots and share the baby's photo, but that's what they're saying. The best thing that we all can do right now for this baby is to get her picture out there as much as possible and hope and pray that somebody has seen her or seen something that will lead to bringing this baby home and hopefully safely. So again, please subscribe to Crime 411 on YouTube. You can follow us on Facebook, but I ask and urge you to please share this video. Everything that's in this video is absolute fact. I didn't want to put speculations in here because as much as I have my own thoughts and theories, it is important that we continue to get the facts out if we want to bring this baby home safely. So please share the video, subscribe to Crime 411. I will be continuing to follow the case and updating you as new details come out. Thank you so much.